we're going to adjust the game script code to spawn enemies however we want. Okay, so if we take a look at this scripts file, just to remember, we have a prefab star here. That's the star that gets spawned that we collect. And so we need to create an enemy prefab. And that's real easy. In the project, we go to prefabs folder, and our enemy from on stage, we simply drag it into the prefabs folder. So now we have an enemy in there, and right now I'm just going to highlight this and turn that one off, clicking this, and so we don't see him anymore, and we have a prefab here. So now in our script, let's double click the game script, take a look here. Okay, so we have prefab star. Let's get duplicate that and say prefab enemy. Okay, and so let's save it, come back here, and immediately we will drag our prefab enemy into this slot. So if I click this star, watch what happens. The project folders change, so it's just easier to access this. So I'm going to drag the enemy into here. Okay, and now let's go back to the game script. And so we have a timer star, and then this is the whole part that spawns the star. So we have timer star and timer needed to spawn enemy. I'm going to copy and paste these and just simply change that to timer enemy. Okay, that's easier. Timer enemy needed to spawn. And let's maybe make that like, well, we'll keep it at 2, and then we'll adjust that however we want. Okay, and then real easy, I'm gonna pretty much copy and paste all this and just change the word star to enemy just to do things real quickly. So I'm gonna copy and paste all this, and so timer star is now gonna be timer enemy, and it's also gonna get increased every frame, and timer enemy. Timer enemy needed to spawn, and it's a random number. If it's it's 50-50, so we're going to put it up in the site, and instead of prefab star, it's going to be prefab enemy, and prefab enemy again. And what's weird is it might overlap with our star, so maybe at least the star speed, the enemy speed is different than the star, so they'll definitely, and then timer star needs to change, so they'll definitely kind of separate from each other. But we can adjust these things. We could say like every 2.5 or 1.5, however you want. So let's save it though and just see what it looks like now. Okay, so hit the console to see if there's any errors, and so there should be enemies coming and stars coming now. So there's enemy, there's a star, there's an enemy and a star. So far so good. And then if I hit that enemy, game over, we lose. Okay, great. I'm gonna leave that there. Real quick, let's just double this up real quick since we have time in this tutorial. Let's just create, I'm gonna copy and paste this tree, and let's double click to see where it is on screen. And I am going to change the graphic to, I'm gonna drag this tree up here, and I'm gonna change this to cloud. Okay, and I'm gonna click this here, and I'm going to type cloud here to get that cloud graphic in there. Okay, and let's drag it up into the sky so we can take a look at it. Okay, and I'm going to do the move speed at say 0.8, and then I'm going to copy and paste that. Command C, Command V, so I have 2 clouds. And I'll change the speed to like 0.7, so they kind of go at different rates. And so now we have a little bit more layered graphics, something a little bit interesting. Game over already. And let me try to play a little longer. Okay, and so the tree's going a little faster than the clouds in the background. It gives the word, I believe, is parallax. So it kind of gives the illusion that there's things closer to you and further away, and game over. And you can adjust those speeds, and I'm going to do one last graphic behind Command C, Command V. I'm going to change this one to mountains. And this is just all cosmetic stuff to make our game look a little cooler. And the mountains, I'm gonna obviously lower to the ground. And let's scale this up to, say, I don't know, 4. And there we go. And this mountains are going to be moving extremely slow because they're the furthest thing in the background. So I'll say 0.2. And let's just move those like right there. And let's just see how that looks. And you can play with those speeds, get it looking the way you want. Okay. All right. So already the game looks higher quality just with that little parallax effect, and with your cool graphics, this game is going to look amazing. I know. So, oops. Now I'm going to run into that and jump into the enemy. Oh, I missed him up there. Let's see if I could jump and hit the enemy. You can. Okay. So game over. Boom. Okay. So in the next tutorial, we will create buttons that can go from game over to a main menu and then back to the game. Okay. Have fun creating your enemy and the scrolling background images. Have fun.